Hi everybody, welcome to Fun Food Friday. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be 3 different kinds of ice cream. Super easy, unusual ice cream though. Yeah. Ellen, if you're watching, this would be a good one for the kids after we get done with this first one, because the first one is on the stove, but it's just to melt sugar into Gatorade. So we're going to be making Gatorade ice cream, and in your pot I have a 28-ounce bottle of Gatorade. This is the fruit punch, but you can use any flavor you like. It doesn't have to be fruit punch. Alrighty, and in this I'm going to put a cup of sugar. Yeah, a cup of sugar. Let's see. Well, this is about half. And 3/4. So it calls for a 1.5 cups of sugar, but I don't want that much sugar in mine. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to get this on just until the sugar melts. All right. So let's get this going into the Gatorade. Like I said, use any flavor you want. The next 2 ice creams are going to be super cool. Yeah. But it's so easy. This is the only one where you have to put it on the stove, and that's only to melt the sugar. So you're not over a stove, you know, in this heat, all right? Just want to make sure we get it all dissolved in there. I could speed this up, but I'm not going to. Shouldn't take long. Alrighty. It's starting to cool down a little bit here. Got a little bit of drizzle of rain, which is good. I love my rain, as my oldies but goodies here know. Okay, you don't really want to boil it. You just want to get it where the sugar's melted. And that's how I'm going to tell right here if I feel it grainy, which I don't, and I don't see it. It's coming clear. So it only, you know, it only takes a second. So I'm going to shut this off. Let it sit there a minute to cool down a little bit. Okay. The next one I think we're going to make, I'm going to save the weirdest one for last. All right? Okay. This seems like it's dissolved. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to take the Gatorade and I'm going to pour it in the pan. Well, I spilled some on the stove, but it wouldn't be me if I didn't. And I'm going to set it aside because, see, we're going to let this cool down before we put it in the freezer. And also I want to put a cover over it. So that's what we're going to do with that. All right. Wipe up the stove. kidding me if I didn't do something that, you know, wasn't out of the ordinary. Okay. The next one we're going to do is you want to get a mason jar or any jar. It doesn't matter. You've got an old pasta jar with a lid, grape jelly jar, whatever. It doesn't matter. And here I have heavy whipping cream. So I'm going to use 1 cup of this heavy whipping cream. Okay. I'm going to use the same thing, no sugar in it. So 1 cup. That's half of that because that was 16 ounces. And pour it in. Now this one is good for the kids. Have the kids do this one. Now what's going in here is a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So, oh, I love the smell of vanilla. And this is the real. Yeah, this came from BJ's. It's cheaper that way. Where's my teaspoon? Right here. And you can eyeball it, you know, a little bit of extra vanilla. It's not going to hurt anybody, right? Now, what we want to do, I'm going to put my lid back on that. Just put your lid on, nice and tight. And you want to shake it for like 3 or 4 minutes. That's why I said the kids. You know, if they're not gonna like drop the jar, of course. So that was close to a minute. I'm watching my wind down over here. Now I won't let you watch me do 3 to 4 minutes, but yeah. Keep shaking. Shake, 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 shake. So, like I said, shake it 3 to 4 minutes. Okay? And that's what it's looking like on the inside. It smells wonderful. Now, at this point, you can add whatever you want in here to flavor it. I'm going to make a chocolate chip. So I have some chocolate chips here that I'm just going to dump in there. Give it another shake up. And there's ice cream number 2. Yes. Use any. It looks like they're going to go to the bottom, but that's fine. All right. Or you can just leave it vanilla. You can use any flavor extract that you want. Make it yours. Shake a few more times. I want to make sure. And this is ready for the freezer. Okay, our last one. Here we go. This one is very unusual, guys. Very unusual. Are we ready? All right. We're going to use cottage cheese. Yes, cottage cheese. And we're going to use, get it open, 1 cup cottage cheese. Let's see. I'm just gonna put it in there. There we go. Well, it would be nice if I use a spoon, right? Okay. One cup of cottage cheese. I'm going to put it in a bowl. This is going to be a high protein ice cream. Okay. 1 cup of cottage cheese, a teaspoon of our vanilla extract. And I'm just going to eyeball it this time. Right there. And a 1/4 cup of honey. I'm using this wildflower honey right here. Of course, if you're allergic to honey or can't have honey, or young child, don't use this. Okay. So this is a 1/4 cup. So we're going to put a 1/4 cup of honey right in. And we're going to give this a good mix. Get all the honey out of there. You can substitute the honey if you can't have honey, or, like I said, young children can't have honey. Substitute it with the honey substitute. And we're going to give this a good mix up. That's what it's looking like right here. Very easy, right guys? And again, I'm going to add chocolate chips to mine. I just whipped it up a little bit. And this one you want to put in a glass dish. So let's get that in there. And these are all going to go into the freezer for 3 to 4 hours. And of course, we're going to come back and we're going to taste them and see what we think. There's a chocolate chip cottage cheese. And they add a little bit more chocolate chip to the top. There we go. All right, guys. So I'll be back in 3 to 4 hours. We're going to come back. We're going to see how they turned out, and we're going to try them. Okay, everybody. Here is our ice cream. Had it in for a few hours. This is the one made with the whipped cream in the mason jar. And there's our chocolate chips. It went to the bottom. I did shake it up once while it was in the freezer. And we're going to see how that is. This one here is a cottage cheese vanilla chocolate chip. And this one here is our Gatorade. I should have put it in a more shallower pan because this could have used a little bit more time, but that's okay. We're going to try it. So let's try the Gatorade one first. See, it did freeze up, but Yeah, I suggest, it's more like, the edges are like frozen. If I had it in a more shallower pan, it would be totally frozen. But right here, it's like a slush almost. If it stops moving around, let's give it a try. Okay, so this is our Gatorade. Mmm. This is the fruit punch one. That's so good. It reminds me of, to me it's more of like a cherry popsicle. Yeah. It's more like a cherry popsicle, but it works, guys. Mmm. Make a whole container of it. And yeah, less sugar to me is better. 28 ounces called for a cup and a half of sugar. You don't need that. A cup would be plenty. Plenty. That is really good. Really good. All right. So there's one down. Now, let's try. I'm going to use the same spoon. Cottage cheese. Now this should have went in a more deeper, like a regular bowl, you know, instead of this flat one. So let's try this. Yeah, this is more ice cream consistency. I've got a chocolate chip in there. I'm afraid of this one. Okay. It's good. I would use a different extract in it. It reminds you of ice cream, like, yeah. A little on the sour side, and that's probably because of the cottage cheese, but that's a really good alternative. Yeah, I think it works. That would definitely work. Yeah, that's for ice cream. All right, now we're going to try our heavy whipping cream, a vanilla extract, and hopefully oh yeah, I can open it. And chocolate chips I put in this. All right, let me get this open. There we go. That's what that looks like. See where I shook it, some of it stayed at the top. I know the sliding, and because it's, there we go. You can see it in there. All right, let's see with this. This is like ice cream. You have to let it, I believe you gotta let it sit out for a minute because it's very cold in there, frozen, I should say. There we go. Mmm. Oh yeah. This is more like ice cream. Like your regular vanilla ice cream. Oh, this is really good. Without all those preservatives in there. Yeah. But make sure you let it sit out a little bit to soften up some, because it's hard to get out of there. And I would put this in more of like a regular bowl instead of this flat one, so you can actually take a scoop and scoop it. Yeah. So my favorite is the heavy whipping cream, vanilla extract, and chocolate chips. I like that. That's really good. And our Gatorade. This reminds me of back in the day when I was a kid. They used to have orange slushy. They used to put it in a paper cup. Scoop the slushy in a paper cup and you would just drink it like that. Oh, it was so good, guys. So good. They had 5-cent cups and they had 10-cent cups of it. This is what this totally reminds me of. I would make it with the orange Gatorade. Totally. Put the 1 cup of sugar in there. Let it freeze up. Oh, perfect, perfect. Oh yes, all right. That has to be my favorite. The Gatorade one is my favorite. Then comes the whipping cream one. Then comes the cottage cheese one. But the cottage cheese works, and you're getting your protein in there with that. All right, guys. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you going to try any of these? If you do, I want to know what you think of them. To me, it came out really, really good. What I would do with this here is, with the whipped cream one, I would shake it up in a jar and then pour it into a container where you can get your ice cream scoop in there and scoop it out. Yeah. So, Fun Food Friday, let me explain, guys, is where we try different, again, it's almost like a Taste Test Tuesday, where I just try recipes. Sometimes they come out, sometimes they don't, and we'll let you know when they don't and how we can improve on what we made. So, on this one, I say shake it up in the jar, but then put it in a container where you can use an actual ice cream scoop to scoop it out with. That's what I would do with that. Because right now, it's hard to get it out of the jar because it's so frozen solid. Yeah. My slushy, I would end it right here with the slushy. I don't even think I would freeze it any further. Yeah. I like it like that, where you could put it in a paper cup and drink it. So good. So, so good. Reminds me of my childhood. And then, if you want a protein-packed ice cream, go with the cottage cheese one, right? All right, guys. That's it for Fun Food Friday for today. Thank you so much for watching. This is a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun trying to make different ice creams. And then, you know what's in it, right? Because you made it. You know what you put in it. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Have a safe day. And until next time, bye now.